Good morning and welcome to a special sectional finals edition of Whip Around and Find Out, presented by the Circle Tap in Denmark and Wander Springs Golf Course in Greenleaf. Good morning, everyone. We made it. It's been a long road. Today is one of the biggest days on the Wisconsin high school softball calendar. The road to Goodman Diamond has been a long one. We all know that. Hundreds of teams began the season dreaming about a state championship. Now only 48 teams remain, and later today, 24 sectional final games will determine who advances to next week's WIAA state softball tournament. Every game we're talking about this morning is a win and you're in. No second chances, no tomorrow. Win today and you're headed to Madison. Lose today and the season is over. Over the next, I'm going to say probably 2 hours, we're going to preview every sectional final in Division 1 through Division 5. We'll look at the history. We'll break down pitching matchups. We'll spotlight the players to watch, and we'll identify my picks to click. That's players that I think are going to be difference makers today. And we'll tell the stories that make each of these 24 games unique. 48 teams, 24 games, 24 tickets to Goodman Diamond. Let's begin with Division 1. We're ready. Here we go. Division 1 is loaded once again. State champions, state runner-ups, perennial contenders, and programs trying to make history all collide later today for 8 coveted trips to Goodman Diamond. Let's start in sectional 1. Game 1. I'm going to call these all game 1 through game 24. This is game 1. Marshfield versus Chippewa Falls in the D1 sectional 1 final. These teams know each other well. Back on April 10th, they split a doubleheader in Chippewa Falls. Marshfield claimed the opener 3-2 before the Cardinals answered with a 5-0 shutout in game 2. Neither side holds a clear edge, and both teams have already proven they can beat the other. So, I mean, that's huge coming in with teams that have played each other. Each one won. That makes the postseason so much more exciting. Chippewa Falls also posted an 11-3 mark against common opponents this season compared to Marshfield's 7-6 record. The Cardinals captured the Big Rivers Conference Championship with a dominant 13-1 league record. Marshfield finished second in the Wisconsin Valley at 8-2. The historical storyline's compelling on this one. Marshfield is seeking its 5th state tournament appearance and first since 1998. Chippewa Falls is looking for its 15th state tournament appearance and first since 2021. Marshfield enters 17-8, playing some of their best ball of the year. They punched their ticket to the sectional finals with a 3-2 road win over Hudson and an 11-1 win over River Falls. Along the way, they've collected impressive wins over Hudson, DC Everest, Holman, Eau Claire North, Stevens Point, and Chippewa Falls. So these guys have played some really heavyweights around the state and have won many of these games. So those are big wins. Especially at that Stevens Point win, and of course, Chippewa Falls, who they're playing today. Molly Fox, sophomore, is leading the team in slugging percentage. She's a two-way standout. She can control the game at the circle and at the plate. She's one of the biggest reasons Marshfield is still playing in June. All players to watch: Avery Kelnhofer batting .439. She leads the team in average, consistent table setter who creates scoring opportunities. And of course, Molly Fox, as we mentioned, team slugging leading percentage, middle of the order power threat, and she can impact the game, as we said, in multiple ways, both in the circle and at the plate. Also, Madeline Cole, the team on-base percentage leader. She's a catalyst at the top of the lineup. She's the table setter. If she gets on, good things happen. Marshfield has to take advantage of scoring opportunities when they come up and continue getting elite two-way production from Molly Fox. For Chippewa Falls, they enter at 19-8 after a dominant run through the Big Rivers Conference, finishing 13-1. Overall wins include DC Everest, River Falls, Eau Claire North, Onalaska, Watertown, and New Richmond. They're built around pitching, defense, and timely hittings. They've allowed just 67 runs in 27 games, and they rarely beat themselves, making them one of the toughest outs remaining in D1. The game is played today at Casper Park, so they'll have the advantage of a familiar environment. The pitcher on this Chippewa Falls team, Delaney Barrow, staff ace. She anchors a staff that's only allowed 67 runs all year. She gives the Cardinals a chance to win every time she takes the ball. Impact pitcher and also very good at the plate. The Cardinals will go as far as she can take them. Also, Georgia Romanowski, she is the defensive leader at shortstop. She's a big part of the defense, limits scoring opportunities. My pick to click today has to be Lauren Shepard from Chippewa Falls, senior catcher and leader behind the plate, handles the Cardinals pitching staff and controls the game. She could be the difference maker in a tight game today. Chippewa Falls must continue its outstanding run production and force Marshfield to earn every run. This is what a sectional semifinal should look like. Two conference contenders. They split the regular season. Two programs with plenty to play for. Chippewa Falls trying to make its 15th trip to state and return to Goodman Diamond for their first time since 2021. Marshfield trying to end a 28-year drought and make its first appearance since 98. The margins, we've talked about the margins, you guys, razor thin. The history is really good on this one. The atmosphere should be very strong. One team moves to Madison. One season comes to an end. All right, that's game one. One down, 23 to go. Let me just double check here. I want to make sure that we're doing all this live here. And let's see. Don't want to be doing all this talking and you guys not there. Okay, looks like you guys are there. Okay. All right, game two, Stevens Point and Green Bay Preble, tradition versus history. This is a state semifinal, maybe even a state final. In my book, I mean, these two teams could definitely be playing for the gold ball today. So I think you're going to get a lot of great atmosphere today. They didn't meet during the regular season. The teams enter with just 5 combined losses on the year. Stevens Point 24-4, Preble 25-1. Stevens Point wins over Marshfield, Hortonville, Kimberly, Freedom, Chippewa Falls, Menasha, and De Pere. Preble victories over Sun Prairie East, Hamilton, Chippewa Falls, Bayport, Notre Dame, De Pere, and West De Pere. History is on the line for both programs. Stevens Point seeking its 19th state tournament appearance. 19th and first since 2017. Green Bay Preble seeking their first state tournament appearance in school history. Isn't that crazy to think that? I mean, as good at teams as they've had over the years, unfortunately, this decade they seem to run into a certain team called Kaukauna in the sectionals every year. Well, not this year. This year, their nemesis will be Stevens Point, trying to get to their first ever state championship. Stevens Point, again, 24-4. They've scored 293 runs and batting .435 as a team with an explosive offense. Their playoff run, we talk about it, dominant wins over De Pere and Hortonville, and their lineup loaded with hitters. They did a great job of that Hortonville game. They jumped out early on Hortonville and just held on to that lead all the way through. The Panthers' biggest strength may be their balance, combining elite offense with a deep pitching staff that has helped them allow just 95 runs all year. And here's the great, if you're Spash, and if you're playing Spash, here's the problem. They don't rely on one ace. They have three solid pitchers. Sophia Abundez, 4-0 with a 1.45 ERA. Reagan Kradowski, 6-0 with a 1.80 ERA. And Abby Graybow, 8-0 with a 3.24 ERA. They don't rely on one ace, so it's hard to figure out in advanced scouting, okay, who are we prepping for? We don't know because it could be any of those three. Players to watch today for Stevens Point, Aubrey Itzen, 481 batting average, 9 homers, 48 RBIs. I've seen this kid play in person several times. She can hit at any time she can go deep. I mean, she is strong and powerful. She can go deep at any time. By the way, her grandfather, I believe, is 98. He's in his upper 90s. The guy still drives around. I mean, that's how great his faculties are. That's her grandpa. He watches all of her stuff. I guarantee you he'll be, if he's not there in person, he'll be watching today. So Aubrey, good luck today. Also, one of the most dangerous power hitters, again, remaining in D1. What about Callie Deacon's? 512 batting average, 7 homers, 29 RBIs, a 1446 OPS. My pick to click today, Sophia Abundis. Sophia hitting 529, 45 hits, 35 runs scored. Also one of the three-headed monster pitching trio, makes her a game changer on both sides. Stevens Point must continue its relentless offensive pressure and force Preble to play from behind. That's what they did against Hortonville. It worked beautifully. They need to do that again today against a very, very good Preble team. Preble, they have been one of the most dominant teams all season. They entered today at 25-1 after rolling through the FRCC with a perfect 18-0 record. They've outscored opponents 279-65. Victories over Sun Prairie East, Hamilton, Chippewa Falls, Bayport, Notre Dame, and they've won their 2 playoff games by a combined score of 22-2. They combine elite pitching, outstanding defense, and a lineup batting .429 as a team, making the Hornets one of the most complete teams remaining in D1. Ace pitcher, we've talked about her many times, one of the very best in the state, Tenley Keene, 23-1 with a 1.48 ERA, 189 strikeouts in 146 innings. Her opponents are batting just 196 against her. She's also hitting .500, 40 hits, 26 RBI, and 4 home runs. Also keep an eye on Maya Dharmawan, .537 batting average, 44 hits. She scored 39 runs. And the team batting average leader, Hannah Von Hayden, .506 from the plate, 51 runs scored, 41 hits, 22 RBI, 18 stolen base, and an on-base percentage of .612. My pick to click today, watch out for Sierra Cron. May not be the headliner, but I tell you what, this kid can play, this kid can hit, this kid can field. She could be a difference maker in this game today. I'm going to say keep an eye out for Sierra today. Bottom line, Preble has to keep Stevens Point's power hitters in the yard and continue this balanced attack that's produced 25 wins. This game has all the ingredients of a classic. Stevens Point, one of the most explosive offenses. Preble, 25-1. The Panthers bring tradition. The Hornets bring history. Only one continues to continue the journey to Madison. There's your first 2 games. Game 3, Waunakee versus Sun Prairie East. We call this return versus dynasty. Waunakee Warriors 20-4, Sun Prairie East 20-5. These teams did not meet during the regular season, setting up a fascinating winner-take-all sectional final between 2 premier programs in the Madison area. The history angle is just impossible to ignore in this game. Sun Prairie East, we have talked about them ad nauseum this year. I still say they're the Rodney Dangerfield of Wisconsin softball. They've become one of Wisconsin's model programs. They have reached the state tournament every year since 2017, making 10, because 2020 we didn't have a state tournament, making 10 overall state appearances. Waunakee is seeking just its 3rd state tournament appearance and first since 2009. Each team trying to continue a run of excellence. The other trying to return to Madison for the first time in nearly 2 decades. Waunakee enters today 20-4 after finishing 2nd in the Badger Large. They advanced through the postseason with wins over Edgewood and Beaver Dam, 7-0 and 6-1 convincing wins. They've outscored their opponents this year 186-52. They have quality wins over Holman, Onalaska, Milton, and Beaver Dam. They combine a deep lineup. As a team, they're batting .361 with outstanding pitching and defense, making the Warriors one of the most balanced teams remaining in D1. Their ace pitcher, Ashland Petrick, 16-3 overall with a 1.37 ERA, 163 strikeouts, and 122 innings. Opponents are batting just 179 against her. She has carried the Warriors through this postseason run. Players to watch for Waunakee: Audra Ubersox batting .420, 29 hits, 25 runs scored, on base percentage of .500, and an OPS of 1109. She is one of the toughest outs in the Warriors lineup. Also, Madeline Hughes hitting .389 with 28 hits, 18 RBI, 20 stolen bases. A great leadoff threat who can change the game with her speed. My pick to click today for Waunakee: Graceland Wilcox. Wilcox hitting .452, 33 hits, 31 RBI, a .726 slugging percentage, and a .1213 OPS. She is the Warriors' most productive run producer and a player capable of delivering the biggest hits of the game. Waunakee needs a strong outing from Ashland Petrick today, no question about it. Sun Prairie East 20-5, 16-0 in the Big Eight.